All right, so I've come up here with a challenge for us, or a little fun game. It's called the Random Country Generator, where I'm going to press a button that generates a random country, and we're going to see if we know anything about this country's soccer related. A player, a team, a tournament, anything.
I feel pretty good about this.
So let's see.
Let's go.
What happens next? Random country has been pressed. The first country is the Netherlands.
Oh, Jesus.
We can have a field day with this
the
one.
first thing I think of is obviously the Noah Pinal situation. Like,
Oh,
literally,
shit,
seriously,
that's the
that is
first thing you
actually
think
the
of.
first thing that I think
Damn.
of. Man, from 2010 to 2014, the Netherlands was scary.
Man.
They were so good.
Schneider.
You just couldn't beat them.
Yeah.
You just couldn't beat them.
Yeah. They were
Fun team.
high octane, man. That team was so fucking orange, too. They toned it down now. I've noticed. And what the jerseys they wear now, they're a little bit darker.
Oh, yeah.
First thing that comes to mind for me is Virgil van Dijk.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
first thing.
Makes
The idea really dawned upon me where I was like, I'm watching like a generational center back here. Week in, week out, Liverpool fan. I'm watching this guy produce at an insane rate. And it kicked in for me because I was like, 10 years down the line, I'm going to be talking and remembering this guy.
Van Dijk.
How like he was so dominant and so powerful. Just a goddamn menace in that back line.
Yeah, fucking stud.
Fucking stud.
Yeah.
The next random country is Egypt.
Go ahead.
Egypt, man. They be saying I look like Mo Salah, bro.
Salah, bro.
They be roasting
The Mexican Mo
The Mexican
Salah.
Mo. I'm really happy for the country of Egypt recently because of what Mo Salah's been able to do for them, man.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. When I think Egypt, I think Mo Salah. And, sub under that, I think Al Ahly and Zamalek, the two biggest clubs in Egypt.
Yeah.
Because that was actually my first foray into African soccer, was those two clubs, because they were just so big. And they're still so big.
Damn. Equatorial Guinea.
What's going on, bro?
What the fuck? These are the give and go highlight countries right here. Well, yeah, man. We had Equatorial Guinea.
We had a whole spiel on
We had
these guys.
folks from there comment on our videos, in Spanish, and now
Overall, big fan of the country,
yeah,
man.
big fan of what they got going on, and dude, I hope to see them more, man. I hope to see them play more soccer in the future. I really do. Albania.
Oh, okay.
Albania.
Yeah.
Albania, I often see them get remarked upon because of their fans and just the I think there's like political turmoil happening over there and just a lot of chaos. And man, do you look at their flag? They look like they're fucking evil pirates. It's insane.
Yeah.
But they've played decent football.
Yeah. When I think Albania, I think just heavily defensive. I think of them as like a lower tier European team that has to cope with being defensive because they just don't have the offensive prowess. Obviously, they've made it to the Euros recently. It's a huge feat, huge for a country like them. And obviously, they have that really good player who plays with Southampton right now. Don't know his name, but I know that he's Albanian.
Yeah. Taiwan.
Shit. This one's tough because they don't really they haven't really made any sort of like growing or anything in Asian football. They haven't, man. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know the teams that have somewhat made some progress in football. Taiwan's not on that list, dude. They're not. So I guess that's all I got.
That's all you got. Is that there's been no progress.
There's been no progress for Taiwanese football.
Now we got I think this is a much better one. Anything Europe, man. This is so easy.
Yeah.
Czech Republic.
First thing I think of is the Watford player Kuchka.
Kuchka.
Love that fucking guy.
Yeah.
Big guy, center midfielder, surprisingly technical, considering how big he is.
Yeah.
He's got like Pogba's frame, and he's just really good on the ball. A little sloppy at times, and doesn't play defense very well, but still fun to watch.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
I think of Peter Cech. Because it's amazing.
It's a good one.
It's the Arsene Wenger phenomenon where a player's name sounds like what they represent.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
I remember I thought Arsenal was named after Arsene Wenger.
Right. I remember.
And now Czech Republic was named after Peter Cech. One of my favorite goalkeepers because of the headgear he wore.
Yeah.
The first time that I saw a keeper do that, I was like, that's not normal. That's weird for a
true,
keeper to
true,
wear
true.
something on his
Yeah,
head.
he donned that. Became a part of his body.
And a great goalkeeper, had some great years at Chelsea. And I don't know, I liked him a lot growing up. Sweden.
Obviously, I think for me, the obvious is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But for me, honestly, I think of Emil Forsberg. I fucking love this guy, man. Ever since he hit the scene with Leipzig in Germany, I was like, I like what this guy does.
Hey, he grew his hair out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him today. He grew his fucking hair out, man. He looks more like a grown man, dude.
Yeah.
Like now, you remember when you first put me onto him, you mentioned him to me, and I saw him. He was young. He was he's a kid.
Yeah, he's a kid.
And he looked like a kid.
Yeah.
But now, dude, he's gotten bulkier, longer hair. Kind of looks like a god. It's amazing.
The Scandinavian god.
But Sweden made a deep run in the World Cup final 8 and put up a good game against England. Smashed Mexico into non-existence. It's funny. I don't even think that much about the loss against Brazil, 2-0 loss in the round of 16, because I already feel like the team was done by then. That loss to Sweden,
it was bad, dude.
Killed all the hope and all the faith we had built from the South Korea and Germany games.
Yeah, I remember that. I gave you so much shit for it.
That shit hurt, man.
Yeah.
That loss
so much
legitimately hurt, and I think there's an argument to be made that loss was more, I don't know how to say it, devastating than the Noah Penal loss. I still think Noah Penal was just as bad, but that one, in terms of where I was
to winning,
to where I ended up after that game,
right?
Brutal, man. That was brutal. 3-0 in the World Cup. That's a beating.
Oh, dude.
I actually don't hear any Mexicans talk about it either. Like, it hasn't been talked about.
True.
At least people joke about Noah Penal.
Yeah.
No one talks about that Sweden game. That means something. All right, next up is Gibraltar.
I think they're called Lincoln City. Maybe the Red City Imps. Some shit like that. They just got like UEFA citizenship, if you will, like a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And so they now can participate in UEFA tournaments. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They're very, very recent. Like, the country itself has been there for a while.
Yeah.
But footballing wise, very new. They're like the literal baby in terms of the footballing world. So, yeah.
Wow.
That's all I know. I don't know any specific players.
Just came out the womb.
Yeah, I've seen them play very, very early stage UEFA Champions League qualifiers.
Okay. Yeah. Maldives.
Low-key, don't think they have a football team. I'm sure it's a beautiful place. I'm sure there's a lot. I'm sure it's paradise.
I bet it's beautiful. I bet it's paradise.
It's
so beautiful that people don't play the game.
Yeah, they don't need to. They don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got to say.
Poland.
All right.
How can you think anything outside of the golden boy for Poland, Robert Lewandowski?
Yeah, immediately when you said that, I thought of Lewandowski.
Yeah. Man, you look at that supporting cast that he's had this whole time. I think just the fact he's made it to World Cups is good enough for him.
What's frustrating, though, is that they still have good players on their team, but they just always underwhelm. It's just one of those things where it's just like, maybe it's just not the right type of players around him.
Yeah.
Like maybe technically it is, but actually on paper, when you put it out on the pitch, it just doesn't work.
It doesn't calculate out.
It doesn't calculate. Yeah. Like, things just aren't adding up. Things aren't fitting the way they should. It's just not working.
Yeah, but it's just been like that for like a decade, though. You would think they would find some form of finding that balance where they can utilize Robert Lewandowski, but it's just never amounted to anything.
No, and you can tell it kind of hurts him too.
I think so, man.
It hurts him because he's just like, shit. Like, why can't I have success at the international level?
Rwanda.
I can think of one player. He got signed by Sporting Kansas City.
Shit.
Don't know his name, but he was Rwandan and he came from the Rwandan league. Didn't make it. They sent him back to Africa.
Damn.
Yeah. But hey, he got a shot.
He did.
He got a small contract with the MLS, and I think that's enough for him.
Damn. Hey, he probably went back home and just started balling out on kids, man. He's like dominating the streets of Rwanda right now.
Yeah.
Qatar.
Well, 2022 FIFA World
My
Cup.
beloved Qatar.
Gonna be a great tournament. I like Qatar. I'm just straight up. My first foray into Qatari football was in 2011 with Al Sadd, their footballing team, when they made it to like the Asian Champions League final. I think they actually won it too. But now I think Qatar is actually a good Asian team. Like, I think obviously they won the Asian Cup in 2019. So going into 2022, I think they have a good structure, a good coach in Felix, Spaniard, and they have good players. Because, I mean, they've invested a ton of money into the league, dude.
Gotcha.
A ton of money. So this team's, they're not bad. And I think they'll actually be a pretty good host country.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they do something.
It's kind of amazing how I feel like my whole life, the teams that have hosted the tournament end up producing their best teams when the tournament happens.
At the perfect
yes, dude. At least if you start let's start at 2010. South Africa, That was their best team that we've seen. We haven't heard of them since.
Yeah.
And they had some great games. They put up a fight, and they made a good name for themselves.
Absolutely.
2014, Brazil.
Right.
2018, Russia.
Russia went off.
They went off.
Quarterfinals.
And
there was no reasoning that they should have.
Yeah.
No one was warned that Russia was about to pop off, but they did.
But they did.
Yeah.
And now Qatar is on the rise, and they're about to be their best selves in 2022 in this upcoming year.
Absolutely. I honestly mean this. I think out of all the Asian teams, the top 3 for me are easily, I would say, South Korea, Qatar, and then Iran. And then close by, Saudi Arabia and Japan. Okay. But I think Qatar is easily in the top 3. I really do.
Damn.
So they're one of the best teams in Asia.
That's exciting.
That's great.
Exciting with
the timing of it all is insane.
And the way I envision the World Cup this upcoming year is so different from any other years. Obviously, it's going to be in December. But, like, what does that look like?
Because I feel like there's a big mental aspect because even the players, when it's summertime, they're like, okay, this is international football time. But now that it's in December, usually players are in club mode.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to switch off when they usually have never had to before.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And same thing for fans. I mean, when it's summertime, bro, everyone knows it's summertime.
Yep.
Everybody. And so they get ready. We get ready for it. Come June, we know there's going to be a banger of a tournament for a full month. But now it's going to be like during Thanksgiving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's bizarre. It's going to be weird for both player and fan.
You know, I thought a really dark thought too, because a lot of times when it's the tournaments in the summer, leading up to it, some teams, like club teams, aren't playing anymore. They're out of their tournaments. They're done with their leagues. So there's a good recovery time involved if you got hurt. There's a player out there. There's a number of players out there who are going to qualify for the tournament and then are going to play in their leagues, and they're going to be playing like a month before the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to get hurt, and they're going to miss out on probably one of the few World Cups that they can even play in.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to happen.
Oh, no,
Odds-wise,
that's
going to happen to some players.
Place your bets.
Yeah. Terrifying, man. And and we'll probably see more of it because of the timing of this.
Oh, yeah, there'll be more. I mean, throughout any season, there's always injuries. Always. And you're right. The summertime, come May, teams kind of know what their place is. So if you're injured, you just rest.
Yeah.
Because the season's virtually over, so you just rest. And then you get that extra time between the season ending and the tournament starting.
Yeah.
But now you'll be playing a game like November 2nd, and the tournament starts November 20th. So it's like you got 2 weeks. If you get injured like October 31st, you're fucked.
Djibouti.
This is crazy because I never thought I'd have something to say about this country footballing wise.
Yeah.
But I was watching CAF Champions League qualifiers a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And a team from Djibouti was in it. And I don't know if this name will be familiar. I think it'll be familiar to a lot of Arsenal fans. Alex Song. The Cameroonian midfielder who played starting center midfield for Arsene Wenger for years. Played in Champions League football, eventually got a big money move to Barcelona, is now playing in Djibouti.
No way.
The team is...
He worked his way down there.
He traveled way down there. Way down the planet, man. And he's playing football in Djibouti. The team is called and I'm going to butcher this, but it's like Arta Solar 7. It sounds like a spacecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can look it up. You'll find it. But he actually plays. He's there playing football in Djibouti and just having fun, I guess.
Wow.
So good for him. But that's a former Champions League footballer playing in Djibouti. It's pretty dope.
Damn.